Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you a couple movements that I do with a shot put. These movements are good for just coordination, general upper body resilience, shoulder mobility, elbow and hand health, and also a bit of grip strength depending on what weight you use. If you don't have a shot put or don't want to get a shot put or don't want to risk your dental plan using a shot put or whatever else fragile objects you have indoors, you can use a pair of ankle weights that are kind of wrapped or velcroed around each other into one bundle, or you can use a gallon Ziploc bag filled with like gravel or sand or even just flour to toss around as this object for you to manipulate. So I'm going to show you 7 different movements. Some of them have a left and a right side, so it adds up to 10 total. If you do them each for a minute, that's 10 minutes, and it's pretty easy to just link this together into multiple circuits, 10, 20, 30 minutes of just movement, and it'll get your heart rate up along with other benefits that I just kind of listed out. And it's just something fun to play with that's very different from pretty much anything else you might be doing, filling in some pattern variety and so forth. So the first movement is going to be a figure 8 around your legs and then a halo around your upper body. So starting my right hand, I'm going to hinge back slightly, reach down through my legs, switch hands, bring it up, switch hands again with my palm up. Now keeping my palm forward, reach around the back of my head and pick it up again. Now to my left hand, down through the legs and switch, up to the rack position, itch and switch, around the back of the head. So that's the figure 8 to a halo. All right, next up I'm going to show you the around the body pass to a goblet squat. So starting my right hand, I'm going to reach around to the back, just with a bit of an arm swing, switch hands, bring it up in front of your chest, squat it, switch to my left hand, back to the right, squat, and so forth. The thing you want to do while you do this is making sure your shoulders stay open. I don't want to round my shoulder forward as I reach around the back. Think about keeping your chest open, and you'll get a bit of a shoulder stretch as you do this too. The third movement is a pendulum in front. Now this is going to give you the benefits of some static low back endurance as well as some rear delt work. So I'm going to stand away from the window slightly here. I'm going to hinge back and move it pretty much in front of my knees, swinging my arms. So I'm using my rear delt to move, but there is some momentum involved. So I'm swinging it here, switching hands in front of me. Notice that I'm kind of tossing it hand to hand. I'm not gripping it, but I'm kind of just cupping it in my palm like so. You can let your body move a bit, so the impetus is still coming from your lower body and your low back a little bit, but your rear delts are doing a decent amount of the work. That's number 3, the pendulum. The fourth one is just a hot potato, and you can stand in a left or right guard position. So from here, I'm going to hold it beside my face, not in front of my face. I'm going to toss it from hand to hand, quickly back and forth. While I'm doing this, I'm keeping my core tight, so I'm switching tension between the left and right sides of my body. I'm not just using my arms to move it back and forth. So if you were to watch me from the side, you can see that I'm switching and catching. Now the right side of my body's tight, now the left side of my body's tight. So I'm kind of oscillating back and forth with my core tight the entire time. Show you from the other side. That one doesn't look like much, but if you do it for a minute each side continuously, you will feel your core a little bit, as well as your arms and your hands. Do it for longer than a minute, and you'll notice some cardio benefits as well, for sure. So the next one, this is a movement that actually comes from Indian clubs, but I tried it with a shot and I liked it. I'm just gonna call it the backstroke. I'm gonna reach up overhead, turn my palm out, let my body rotate with my shoulder, swing it around, catch with a bit of a knee bend and back up. So I'm catching this drop and the momentum with my knees. Exhaling as I catch, inhaling overhead. You'll notice my palm is facing up as I bring it overhead, and I'm turning my palm down as I go back. And this one will test your grip a little bit, especially if your palms get sweaty, so do consider using chalk if you are using a real shot put. Of course, the same thing on the left side. I can do a similar movement or circular pattern in front, starting with it in a bit of a rack position here. So I'm going to circle around and back. Catching my weight on my outside leg with a bit of a knee bend, I'm catching momentum there, circling around and back here. You can let your shoulder be pulled on a little bit here. It's really healthy to have the joint distracted slightly. Just make sure you're not overly letting it round your shoulder forward. So if I were to show you from the side, you'll notice my chest moves with my shoulder and the angle where my shoulder stays pretty open. I'm not letting it round forward. Again, I guess I can show you with the other side, same thing. And I think there's just one more, and this is going to be more grip oriented. Depending on how I pick it up in the angle of my arm and shoulder, this can be a bit of a rotator cuff health movement too, because I'm opening my shoulder from this angle. But I'm just going to toss it and catch it with my palm down in front of me the whole time. So you're going to notice your grip and finger strength pretty quickly with this. But again, I think it should be pretty good for rotator cuff and overall shoulder health as well. And you can see once again, I'm hinging back slightly, I'm sinking into my knees slightly. I'm not just moving into my knees or just my low back, it's a coordinated movement. And with each side that I catch with my right, I'm sinking into my left leg a little more. As I catch with my left, I'm sinking into my right leg a little more. So that's all 7 movements. I'm going to demo them again quickly, one after the other. And again, you can do them each for 1 minute. Again, counting the ones that are both sides, and that'll be a total of 10 minutes. So we have their figure 8, plus the halo. Now around the body pass with the goblet squat. Pendulum swing. Our hot potato. From both sides. Our backstroke. From both sides. And yes, that's my shoulder clicking as I open it up there. Front circles. Again, from both sides. We'll demo this one from the side angle. And finally, just the toss and catch in front. All right, that's it. Hopefully that's some movement variety for you to have fun with and play around with. Don't get hurt, don't damage anything in your house. If you want to learn at first with a shot put, do it outside. Again, if not, a couple of ankle weights bundled together, or the bag of gravel or flour in a Ziploc bag, totally work just fine as well. Most of these movements I stole from Jeff Martoni, the rest I stole from Scott Sonnen. Look them both up, they have great material. And yep, that's it. So that's a 10-minute circuit you can do with a shot put or a similar object. And again, that's going to be for general upper body resilience and mobility, along with some elbow and hand strength. Till next time.